right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 365 Ideas. All right. Make sure you go and check out 365ideas.org. All right. 365ideas.org. And today we're going to talk about 5 ways that you can generate new income. All right. And these might be some ideas that you might not have thought about before. All right. And if you have, then we're on the same wavelength. But if you have not, then we're going to get into 5 different ways that you guys can generate income. All right. Welcome to the exclusive content of 365 Ideas. And we're going to get right into it. We're going to waste no more time.
Unlock the power of seamless filming with our Gimbal's advanced AI tracking camera feature, ensuring your subjects are always perfectly in focus. Whether you're vlogging, live streaming, or engaging in FaceTime calls, our Gimbal's AI tracking camera technology guarantees professional-grade footage every time. Take control of your shots with gesture control, allowing for effortless filming while maintaining stability and precision. Stay ready for action with rapid 80-minute charging, ensuring you never miss a moment of capturing your adventures. Compact and portable, weighing just 0.78 pounds and folding down to 5.98 inches, our gimbal is your go-to companion for on-the-go content creation. Elevate your filming experience with the LC7 Pro, the ultimate tool for achieving cinematic shots and capturing every moment with precision. Get yours now.
All right, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? What's good? Beyond the weekend. And a lot been going on with the election season. You got JD Vance, Tim Walz for the VP picks, then you have Kamala Harris, Donald Trump. And we're going to talk to you today about the cities for action. All right, the cities for action. We put y'all up on game about the Office of New Americas, as you guys see on the screen right now. We talked about that and what the plans were. We told you what cities that were involved in it, and this is kind of like a part 2 because that's one organization, the Office for New Americans, where they're trying to bring all the immigrants in and give them all the benefits. And we showed you the proof on that one. And now we're going to show you, it's like a part 2, another organization that is doing the same thing. So they're working together. So you see, this is a one big thing going on. Now you can add this on to what's going on with this election season. And you guys have been watching the rallies between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And hopefully you've been paying attention. Maybe I'll do a podcast about that as well. I took some notes, but I might hold off in a little bit, maybe watch a couple of more rallies between the two just to compare notes, and then, maybe do something on that. But you can kind of start connecting dots where this is going and who is being left out, who's going to be left out based on, the information we provided with you. So again, you guys see on the screen when we talked about the Office for New Americas, and now we're going to give you a part 2 because there's another organization that is paralleling them called the Cities for Action. So we're not going to be on too long. Just going to try to look at some stuff, break it down as we go. All right. So you can see how the Office of New Americas, well, you already know. So if you haven't seen that one, go back to that particular podcast episode. You guys see it on the screen now. It should say podcast 177, and you should see the Office for New Americas as the title. Now you can go to, now we're going to talk about the Cities for Action. All right. So these two groups are together doing the same thing. So they're expanding and doing the same thing. All right. So yeah, we're going to get into that. and break some stuff down. Hopefully this will open your eyes about some stuff and let you see, and then you can do your own research. You can go to the site yourself if you like. And yeah, so for those who don't know about Cities for Action, we're gonna break it down right now. You know what it is. We're rocking with the best Thoughts of the Week podcast. Let's get it. You're rocking with the best Thoughts of the Week podcast. All right, yes indeed, we back. So yeah, we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get right into it and get you guys to check this out. So we're gonna go ahead and share this screen right here. We're talking about the Cities for Action. All right, we talked about the Office of New Americas or New Americans, and if you want to go back and check that out, let me pull that picture up real quick one more time. You can go back to that episode, check out what we did there. We broke down the states that's involved in it, right? We gave you that information as well. We told you what the Office of New Americans was about, and we're going to also break down now the Cities for Action. All right. So yeah, let's take a look at this real quick. Let's take a look. Let's get this off the screen. Boom. All right. So yeah, let's take a look, man. So the Cities for Action. All right. The Cities for Action. Their mission, Cities for Action, is a coalition of nearly 180. That's 180. All right. 180 United States mayors and county executives. Now, I don't know, is there actually 180 mayors in the whole country, or is this a combination between county executives and United States mayors, and that totals 180? I might have to look into that later on. But it says 180 U.S. mayors and county executives advocating for pro-immigrant. All right, you see that? Not pro-American, not foundational Black Americans. It says pro-immigrant federal policies and launching innovative, inclusive programs and policies at the local level. All right. So in your cities, at the local level, they're still going to, in a nutshell, give resources to immigrants because they're advocating for pro-immigrant federal policies. So they're pushing for Asians, Indians, Africans, Jamaicans, Caribbeans. All right. Your folks that's been coming across the border, getting all the free money. They didn't even have to vote. That's something for y'all to think about as well. Didn't even have to vote. And they're getting all the resources. But we got to do everything under the sun and then some to even get a penny, basically, right? So again, the Cities for Action is a coalition of nearly 180 U.S. mayors and county executives advocating for pro-immigrant federal policies and launching innovative, inclusive programs and policies at the local level. All right. Their priorities: public safety, ensuring the well-being and safety of all our constituents, regardless of immigration status. Now, that's interesting because, like I just said, you got a whole bunch of people that's been coming across the border, and it's not just the Spanish folks. Chinese people have been coming across there as well, Africans as well. All right, they just not highlighting that, but that's what's coming over here, and it's already telling you these people who are the Cities for Action are saying, regardless of their status, they want to ensure the well-being and safety of all our constituents, regardless of immigration status. So they can be here illegally, because it says regardless of what their status is, whether they're legally here or illegally here, they want to go ahead and make sure their well-being and safety is taken care of, all right, regardless of immigration status, and challenging federal policies that inhibit localities' ability to protect our residents. And they're not talking about the residents that's been here since birth or been here for over 150, 400 years, right? They're talking about the immigrants, anybody who immigrates over here, or the immigrants that come over here. So that's public safety. Advancing immigrant rights. They want to give them more rights. Defending the rights of immigrant residents. All right. They want to defend the rights of the immigrant residents, but they don't want to defend the rights of those who've been getting shot unarmed. Right. We just had an incident recently with a unfortunately young lady. Right. You all know about the hot water on the stove situation, right? I'm just leave it at that. But they don't want to defend that person's rights or those Black American rights. They want to defend the rights of immigrant residents. Advancing immigration protections locally and nationally, and responding to threats to immigration policies. All right. Now, what comes to mind is just to simply tell you to start paying attention to Trump and Kamala Harris when they start talking about anything regarding immigration. All right. To this, as a side note, to this day, as a matter of fact, let me see. I should look it up so that I can verify for sure. But just a couple of days ago, there's been people saying it, and I seen it for myself. They said Kamala Harris has a website and it has nothing in regards to policies. And I'm looking at it right now, and all it has is donations. She has no policies on that website for you guys to look at. All right. And this is very important. You want to know what the policies are, what her policies are going to be, right? Between her and Tim Walz. So everybody's been talking about that. I don't know if they're going to start getting together. If the word starts getting too heavy, they might try to put something together all of a sudden. So you making it known that there's nothing on that site. Matter of fact, let me pull it up real quick because I want to make sure folks can see it. Whoops. We're going to make sure people can see that that is a fact. We're not making it up. We like to pull out the receipts. So then if you notice something in the next few days, all of a sudden she's going to have a website with her policies on it. And you can guarantee that they probably was listening, or her people were listening to this episode, and as well as other folks. All right. So yeah, we're going to pull that up real quick. Let me stop this we'll come back to this site and continue on. We're going to pull up the Harris site real quick so we can get it. Y'all can see it for yourselves. Okay, there it is. Okay. Bong bong. Let me pull it up. There we go. So there you go. That's her website right now. All it is a donation site. There's nothing else to click on. You can't figure out what her policies are about immigration, domestic policies, so on and so forth. All you see is a donation with all these buttons: $25, $47, $100, $250, $1,000, and other. Let me hit the close button and just see. Okay, hold on. There we go. Hold on. I might stand corrected. Let me click on some things here. Okay. So now we'll get back to Cities for Action, but these are all connected dots. All right. So Vice President Kamala Harris has devoted a career to fighting for people. I'm just going to breeze through this real quick and see if I see anything regarding any policies that she's talking about. And maybe on another episode, we can get in a lot deeper with it. Let me see. Biden-Harris administration is just talking about her record. Premiums to save millions of Americans on average, 800 per year. It's just right now looks like just bragging rights. It's nothing regarding policies at all. 2013, her best friend set her up on a blind date. Okay, she's talking about how she met old Doug. And there's been some things going on about Doug in his previous marriage. We won't get into that. Let me see. Then you got Tim Wall. So it's really nothing about policies. It's just her coming to become president. I mean, not president, but vice president. Kind of her history. History with Biden and Vice President Harris probably represented the United States on global stage. Blah, blah, blah. Meeting 150 world leaders. Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit bragging rights, braggadocio right now. But nothing regarding policy. Serving on Senate Judiciary Committee, Homeland Security, Governmental Affairs, Select Committee on Intelligence, Committee on Budget. She fought for critical causes like criminal justice reform. She fought for critical causes like criminal justice reform, climate action, infrastructure investments, and election security. She also grilled Donald Trump's nominees, including Justice Brett Kavanaugh, and cabinet officials, including then Attorney General Jeff Sessions, to get answers for the American people. But again, no policies right now. So this is just a bragging rights on the website. Just bragging on what she did. And then you got Tim Walls. I'm not going to get into him. Again, we could do another episode on that. We click on take action. We make sure it's showing on your screen here. Okay. There we go. So when I hit click action, take action to elect, put your name in, phone number. I would like to attend an event, host an event, share key messaging on social media, create content on what's at stake in this campaign, reach out to people I know, knock on doors in my community, make calls for supporters. All right. So you have that. So right now there's no policies. So you don't know what she's about for you even to make a decision on if you should be voting for, because there's no policies. Let me see, what is this? National Black Voters for Harris, Zoom, Phone Bank, Latinos, Con, which is with in Spanish, Con Kamala, Phone Bank, West Coast Zoom. So I guess these are things you can click on and see what it's about or what's going on, but no policies. All right. No policies. I just wanted to bring some awareness to that so you guys can see I'm not just talking. And then they got that was the events page. Then you have the store. What's going on in the store here? You can buy your Harris Wall shirt. She getting free promotion, by the way. They should be paying me to promote her stuff. But there you go. All right. But no policies. Okay. So that's that on that. Okay. So now what we're going to do is pull back up the Cities for Action and get back into that. The About page, and let's get it crack-a-lacking. All right. For those who don't know about Cities for Action. All right. So yeah, let's get back into it. All right. So we broke down the priorities of public safety, and we'll go back into advancing immigrant rights, which is defending the rights of immigrant residents, advancing immigration protections locally and nationally, and responding to threats to the immigration policy. So we all been hearing Trump talk about his policies is just, well, he's talked about immigration and sending everybody back. And if he's going to be doing that, you're going to have these people that's for Cities for Action that's going to go against that. They're going to respond to that threat of the immigration policies. So again, the Cities for Action is looking out for immigrants. They're not looking out for Black Americans at all. All right. So now their civic inclusion is promoting policies and programs that support immigrant inclusion, being included, and engagement in civic life, meaning the government process. So they're going to try to get them more involved in that civic life. All right. Nothing else about nobody else, just immigrants. Okay. So the background is Cities for Action launched in 2014. Now, when I talked to you about the Office of New Americas, I think it was 2012 when they got started. So they started a couple of years, 2 to 3 years early. I think it's 2012 or 2011, if I'm not mistaken. So you have that situation where Office of New Americas is getting started. They're all for the immigrants and their rights and getting them resources. And then you have another group coming behind them a couple of years later as a backup group. You're dealing with the states, with the Office of New Americans, and now you're dealing with the local with the Cities for Action. And so they're promoting policies and programs to support immigrant inclusion and engagement in civic life. So now the background is Cities for Action launched in December 2014 when 24 mayors gathered in New York City. This is where it went down at, to commit to a set of principles and actions to support and uplift immigrant residents. All right. To support and uplift immigrant residents. Today, our members collectively represent nearly 70 million people. Our members collectively represent nearly 70 million people and over 17 million foreign-born residents across the United States. Okay. A thought just came to me in regards to the folks that have been allowed to come over here illegally, and then now everybody's pretending like they're trying to come up with programs to slow that down. Mainly is the Biden-Harris administration, because that's who's in power right now. And so after Biden was sneaking some of them over here by plane, and that was just quietly put in the news online, and then months later people started finding out about that, so they did that on the sly. So they bringing all these folks over here, and then now pretending they're trying to keep them from coming over here, right? But yet their members collectively represent nearly 70 million people and over 17 million foreign-born residents across the United States. The Cities for Action advocates for pro-immigrant federal policies that create stronger cities. Okay? Stronger cities. The coalition, hold on here. There we go. The coalition also develops and disseminates best practices on local policies and programs that further immigrant residents' well-being. So they all about looking out for those immigrants. Okay. If you are native or your family's been here since, have descendants, you're descendants of Black Americans that were enslaved here, nothing for you, nothing for us. They're looking out for strictly immigrants coming over here. All right. As you guys can see in the picture, these are kind of examples of the types of people that they're looking out for. All right. So let's go on and let's get that out the way and look at another part of the site real quick before we get out of here. Okay. All right. Some more information y'all might want to know. Okay. Some more info you might want to know. All right. Over 40 cities for action, C4A, mayors and county executives urged the Biden administration to grant work authorizations to long-term undocumented immigrants. You see that? Undocumented. Not even saying the ones that are documented that they keeping track of. They want them. They was talking to the Biden administration to asking them to grant work authorizations to long-term undocumented, those who snuck on over here quietly, got slick, blah, 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 and they gonna be here for a long time. They trying to get them work authorizations. And they're not giving anything similar to anybody black. You see that? See how they just they overpassed us and gave them all these resources off the top. None of them had to vote. I'm just gonna keep bringing that up. None of them have to vote. They already getting what they want, what we should be getting without a vote. That's just straight facts. Nothing made up. All right, so over 40 mayors and county executives urged the Biden administration to grant work authorizations to long-term undocumented immigrants. New York. Let me see, it says read the full letter. I might go to that. Over 40 cities for action, C4A mayors for short, led by Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson and New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Okay, we all know about Eric Adams and Brandon Johnson, how they was getting down. All right. So, and county executives delivered a bipartisan letter to the Biden administration calling for work authorizations for both recent arrivals and long-standing undocumented illegal aliens, immigrants, in the absence of long-awaited comprehension reform. Mayor Brandon Johnson, Chicago and Illinois are home to 320,000. I'm sure the number's way higher now because this site has been up for a minute. 320,000 undocumented Mexicans and Guatemalans and 40,000 undocumented Haitians, Jamaicans, and Nigerians. I told you this wasn't the Spanish folks. And despite their lack of work authorization, they greatly contribute to our economies and neighborhoods, says Brandon Johnson. All right. We continue to urge the federal government to use every tool at its disposal to support undocumented residents and new arrivals by giving people the ability to work, support their families, and contribute to our communities. Now, ain't that something? Why can they just do that for the people that's been here, paying their taxes, right? Legally allowed to be here, a lot by birth, because of birth, and some of the people that, came over here and they keep using the word, did it the right way. Nothing for them. They talking about these undocumented folks. All right. They didn't vote, but they getting all the stuff. Okay. Mayor Eric Adams, New York City, New York. New York City is living proof that the American dream works for who? That's my question. Who's the American dream working for? Our city wouldn't be the greatest city in the world without generations of immigrants. You should add illegal immigrants who have rolled up their sleeves and worked to shape this city. If you go to one of my YouTube channels called Black History Minute, we show you how there was a revolt in New York. There were slaves fighting against slave masters in New York. So New York City has a slavery history, a real heavy one too, that a lot of people don't know about. I have a very rare book. I don't think that book is even in print anymore. That's got some crazy history about New York and slavery. And one day I might do something on that. But again, our city wouldn't be the greatest city in the world without generations of immigrants who have rolled up their sleeves and worked to shape this city, says Mayor Adams. But we know that the only way to make the American dream work is if we let people work, because work is the foundation of that dream. In the absence of any long overdue comprehensive reform by Congress, expanded work authorization for immigrants is a win-win-win. It allows immigrants to do what they came to this country to do and provide for their families. How about all the black homeless, a lot of black American homeless people throughout this country? You could be doing the same thing for them. There's plenty of them. A lot of black American people are homeless. More in some cities more than others. It allows immigrants to do what they came to do to this country, came to this country to do and provide for their families. It prevents exploitation of workers, and it relieves some of the financial and logistical burden that shelter systems across the country have been under. The mayors and executives propose policy changes to streamline the process for obtaining work authorizations. These include expanding parole to cover 1.2 million undocumented spouses, really, of U.S. citizens, and focusing on long-term undocumented residents who have been in the country for over 10 years. So a lot of them been over here for 10 years or more. Not even legalized. That's crazy. These measures aim to provide the stability and legal recognition needed to keep families together and allow more immigrants to contribute fully to their communities. But what they've been contributing is a lot of crime. And that's a fact too. There's videos on it, and you can pull that up. Look on Twitter, YouTube, maybe Facebook, and you'll see. Legal scholars affirm the president's authority to extend work permits to long-term immigrants and the support from 80 plus members of Congress, American Business Immigration Coalition's 300 plus employers, CEOs, and associations, bipartisan lawmakers, as well as labor organizations like Unite Here, the Teamsters, and United Auto Workers. Who was there? UAW. Wasn't that Kamala Harris and Walz talking at? Yeah, that's right. They were talking at just was on the other day at the UAW. Underscores the broad consensus on this matter. Extending work authorizations to both newly arrived and long-standing immigrants would be an economic benefit. Economics, all right? We're talking about money. Economic benefit to the entire nation. The Congressional Budget Office predicts that the U.S. GDP will be boosted by $7 trillion over the next 10 years due to the contributions of new arriving immigrants. Authorized work is proven to lead to higher wages, okay, reduce exploitation, and enhance workplace safety and dignity. All right, so let me see here. By extending work authorizations, the Biden administration can take a significant step towards supporting these valuable community members who contribute extensively to the U.S. workforce and economy. The C4A mayors and executives are optimistic that their collective advocacy will drive long-awaited immigration policy reform that acknowledges and harnesses the vital role immigrants play in the enriching the U.S. economy and society. So looks like who are these people here? I guess these are different mayors. Yeah. So we're gonna go Mayor Val Pennington, Bellevue, Pennsylvania. All right. I'm just gonna read these names because I know these are all people that's part of it. I'm not gonna read too much what they're saying. You guys can go to citiesforaction.us. All right. And you can look into it further and read the details. I'm just going to read out these mayors' names. You got Mayor Val Pennington, Bellevue, Pennsylvania, Mayor John Giles, Mesa, Arizona, Mayor Alex DeSume, North Miami, Florida, Mayor Brett Smiley, Providence, Rhode Island, Mayor Kajana Ballantyne, Somerville, I think that's Massachusetts. You have Mayor Thomas McLeod, Tukwila. Is that Wisconsin or Wyoming? I'm not sure. All right. So you have that one, Mayor McLeod. All right. Mayor McLeod. Let me see. Cities for Action is a coalition of nearly. Let me click on this and see what happens. The U.S. mayors, and let me see if it just gives a whole list. Looks like they do. Hold on. Looks like they do. Yes, indeed. We're going to take a look at that. City and county leaders. So, if I'm not mistaken, these are all the folks that's down for the cause of overlooking Black Americans. Look at this. Yeah, that's it. Look at this. It's crazy. I'm not going to read all these names, but you guys can go here. You can go to citiesforaction.us/our_leaders. Again, that's citiesforaction.us/our_leaders. And you can see all the folks. I'm going to click on a few of them just to see what happens. I'm gonna just randomly read a few names. You got Eric Adams, of course. You got Ross Baraka, New Jersey. We've heard his name around a few times. You got David Coulter. You got Sang Tao in California. That's an Asian person. Brett Scott. You got Angela Also Brooks. You got Mark Frieda, Corey Mason, Malik Evans, Tom McNamara. Seeing if there's any ladies in here. Seem like a lot of fellas. Then you got San Mateo County, California. No name, it's just San Mateo. Then you got Santa Clara County, California. You got Erica Stewart, another Californian. You got Paige Cognetti. I read Katjana Ballantyne. Ben Walsh, Ezra Nanes. Regina Romero, sounds like Spanish. Tito Brown. Mike Spano. Jim Provenza. Let's go back up here to the top. Further up, you got a Deborah Whitfield, India, Kincannon, Eric Enriquez, Frank White Jr. Interesting. Joshua Garcia, Ravi Bala, Nancy Rodering. So you got a bunch of names here. You guys need to just come to this list and do some more looking into. I'm gonna click on a name real quick to see what happens. Okay. I clicked on Charles something, and then another site came up. Okay. So yeah, let me click back. So you can actually click on these people's names and different things. Tiffany Henyard. Interesting. We all have been hearing about Tiffany. I think she maybe going to jail pretty soon. And when you click on her name, it brings you to the Cook County Emergency Management and Regional Security. That pops up on the screen. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, Tiffany Henyard is in here. So Tiffany Henyard is down for the cities for action. You see what I'm saying? I see Brandon Johnson's name in there. That's real interesting. So these are all these mayors, 198. Okay. All right. Selena, I see some names say Selena somewhere. Where did I see that at? Selena Benitez of Maryland. All right. So yeah, click on these folks' names, man, and just see what pops up because they allow you to. This lady London Breed. Let me see, Mayor of San Francisco, California. Let me see if I can find her name in here. A lot of the Californias is just kind of spread out. There you go, London Breed, right there. Let me click on it. See what happens. Oh, nothing on that page. So London Breed, something's going on with her link. Let me try one more time and see what happens. Yep, something's going on when you click on London Breed's name, that link doesn't go through. Muriel Bowser, Ross Baraka. There you go. You see the picture on the screen. So you get to see who's who. There goes Brandon Johnson. You got Marilyn Ashcraft of California. This Tim Keller dude, Albuquerque, New Mexico. You see the pictures on the screen there. Yeah, Sherelle Parker. So all these folks are willing, and I don't know what their ethnicity is. You know, some of them look Black American, but they only look it, but they don't. That don't mean they are. You got Victoria Woodard's her picture on the screen, and so yeah, all these folks are willing to look out for immigrants. You got Sue Finkman. So all these pictures are coming. I don't know if they're going to show all these people, but maybe they are. So we'll just leave it on this page for a minute while I talk. So basically, what you're seeing is what it's looking like from my observations and what I've been reading to you guys and looking up at the same time. Like I said, I never looked at this site. I knew about the Cities for Action for a few years, actually, and I wanted to do something on it maybe a couple of years ago, but I just never got to it. So now that we're in election season, you can kind of start connecting dots between the policies of these people who are running for president, the vice president picks, and then you're looking at the Cities for Action and the Office of New Americans, and you can see what the get down is. All right, as you guys are looking at the screen of pictures of all these mayors, I believe they all are mayors that who are all on board for looking out for immigrants and not caring one thing about Black Americans. So, like I was saying earlier, what the play looks like is that they're going to try to erase Black Americans. DeSantis has been trying to erase the history of Black American history, but we're going to have avenues to show you what's been going on with Black American history. One channel being Black History Minute. So you guys go to YouTube and look for that channel, Black History Minute, and you'll get some Black history facts on that channel. But it looks like what the play is that they're trying to erase Black American history, push Black Americans out of the picture. So as these young ones come up and continue to be born, these immigrant children and so on and so forth, when they get coming around, they won't even know it's a Black history. They don't even know Black people built this country. And so that's looking like what the play is. They're going to starve out Black Americans because they want to give all these immigrants all these resources. All right. Like I said, look at the Office for New Americans, the Cities for Action, and then look at these presidents. And the thing is also, you got to consider if you're going to be voting, these people are local. You're talking about the mayors. So you seeing these pictures on the screen of all these mayors that are involved. Is that let me see, who's that? Michelle Wu, mayor. I didn't see who the mayor was. Let me go back. Matter of fact, what was Michelle Wu mayor of? Whoops. There we go. This guy's starting over. Okay. Not a problem. Muriel Bowser. Yeah. Oh, it's all good. But that looks like the play, by gathering intel. And we also understand that what Biden was trying or attempting to do, and it still can be in play because you have all these mayors saying they're going to put certain programs, certain laws into play for immigrants. They're going to try to make a lot of these illegal people legalized to vote so they can have a bigger voting block. And they're just going to starve out all the Black Americans. All right. So that's what gathering all this intel is for. You can kind of start piecing things together. All right. You got a piece of the puzzle, which is the Office for New Americans. I broke that down. I broke the states that were involved in it. Basically, it's the same thing as the Cities for Action. They want to look out for immigrants, undocumented immigrants, and they want to give them resources, put laws into play, and then that can expand out. Not that it mentioned anything here or on both sites, but that's also part of the play is to erase Black history. The people that built this country, that came up with inventions that a lot of us are still using to this very day, that might have been created in the 1700s, 1800s, we still using the same inventions that a lot of these Black Americans created today. One off the top is them traffic lights. A Black American invented that, and we still using that today. And so they're going to try to erase all that history. Police departments, fire departments, ambulance, that there is an inventor that you can thank for those walkie-talkies or those radios that the police use to communicate with each other, the fire department, the ambulance folks, the dispatchers. They can all thank a Black inventor, a Black American inventor for that. They still use that to this day. So they're trying to erase Black American history. They're trying to take all the resources, not that they was given any, but they don't want Black Americans to have any resources, because as I read to you, they want to give all this to these immigrants. And they mention it undocumented. They even, the ones that even not legalized to be here, they above Black Americans. They take more priority than Black Americans, not even documented. They pushing for rights and benefits and such for them. And it's sad because you still have a lot of Black Americans who are still kind of blinded. There are a lot more that's been waking up to it, but you still have a bunch that's blinded and still will vote for these people that I just seen, and people you seen on the screen. These are local folks and mayors. You will vote for these same people, and these are the same people. You actually voting for your own demise. You voting for these people, and they're not going to give you nothing. They're showing you. I showed you the sites. And these people, like I said, you see on the screen, these are the people you've been voting for. And anybody under them. You know, the city council members and so on. You voting these people to your own demise. And hopefully you'll start seeing it and waking up. But that's a sad part in itself. You got a lot of Black Americans that are still voting for people who don't give a damn about you. Because they giving a damn about even undocumented people they're not even documented on anything, on any database or anywhere, may not even know their names, or if they know names, they're not documenting it. Giving them more rights, giving them more resources, giving them jobs, giving them job training. Some of y'all gonna start seeing them as police officers. If they don't give a damn about you now, what do you think they're gonna give a damn about you as when they're a police officer? And that's a fact. There's some of these cities now looking into that or have already started doing it. And when they come over here, they already looking at you side-eyed as it is. And so when they pull you over or whatever, they're going to really look at you side-eyed. But speaking to the Black Americans, these are people you voting for. Why would you vote for somebody and you know, and I'm showing you that they ain't going to give a damn about you? And some of these mayors, I think, might be a few Black American mayors. They're so goofy, they probably part of the boule. They're so goofy, they going along with this stuff too. They're part of the Cities for Action. They are participating in that. All right. So I'm not even going to go any further, man, because really I could start cussing and going off, but no need to do that. It's just to let you see this is how they getting down, and y'all going for it. Now you can't say you wasn't told. Be sure you pass this on to family members. Share these videos out to family, friends that you think this might be important for them to know. Because Mayor Eric Adams on the screen, or it was on the screen. Tiffany Henyard, like I said, I think she's going to jail pretty soon, from what I'm hearing. but she's participating in it. I think she might be Black American, I think. But that's what I'm saying. Some of these folks are you, and they're being goofy and going along with the nonsense. Brandon Johnson, I think they say Eric Adams is Black American, but there's some doubts. Sometimes I think he might be Jamaican, but I could be wrong. But these folks is not looking out for you in your best interest. So what it's looking like is now that you see all these information, right? And then you can go into the site. I already named one of the web links where you can look up these mayors' names and start clicking on them and see what else is going on with them. There goes Alix de Sume. That sounds like a Haitian name. And I could be wrong. Just that last name sounds Haitian. All right. All these folks are against you. Some of them are your own people. That's just like having your own family members go against you for your own demise, instead of getting together, linking up and saying, hey, look, we might have, people always say, what's that? We're not a monolith. Everybody wants to use that. Well, Black people we're not a monolith. Well, you need to start getting together on at least one issue and stop acting like it's cool to be your own person and be individual and different, have different likes and this and that. But you better start getting together on something, at least one thing, because they getting together on y'all, on me too. I got some ideas on what I would do, but I might talk about that in another episode. But y'all need to start waking up, man. I was gonna stop this. I'm gonna let these pictures go. I'm gonna let these pictures roll. Shang Tao, Frank Scott Jr. from Mayor of Little Rock. You got Paul Young, Mayor of Memphis. Paul Young. Michael Padilla, I think he's Spanish, Mayor of Topeka, Kansas. You got Daniel Biss, Mayor of Evanston, Illinois. These are all these people that has participated in looking out for immigrants. You got Quentin Lucas. You got Michael Foley. These are all the people. I want y'all to see these people. So when you see them in the streets, let them know, like, hey, what's up with this? David Coulter. I don't know if he's related to Ann Coulter or married to. I don't know. Muriel Bowser, out of all people, I wouldn't have thought she was down with that, but that's Mayor of Washington, D.C. You got Ras Baraka, Mayor of Newark, New Jersey. Of course, y'all know good old Brandon Johnson. He's real shook. I've seen him look physically shook on interviews. Tim Keller, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yep, Cheryl Parker. I don't know if she's Black American or not. Black woman. London Breed. That name gives me the impression of Indian descent, like American Indian, but I could be wrong. Victoria Woodards, that sounds like a Black American name. Don't know if that's who she is. Randall Woodfin, Mayor of Birmingham, Alabama. I think he might be Black American. I think I remember hearing a story about him. Sue Finkman, that sounds like a Jewish name. Tim Kelly, Mayor of Chattanooga, Tennessee. So Tim Kelly's down with that. Interesting. Okay. So he's part of the Cities for Action. Glad I caught that. Okay. Tim Kelly, he's down with that. Gotcha. That's duly noted. Brandon Scott, Mayor of Baltimore, Maryland. That's sad. Regina Romero, I mentioned her name earlier. Tucson, Arizona. These are all these folks is down. And Eric Enriquez, all of them are down for the Cities for Action, looking out for immigrants, giving them resources, giving them monies, looking out for their rights, defending policies in their favor. All these folks is down for them, all right? So with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. I gave y'all the link to check that out, and then you can just click on the other stuff on the site to look at other things further. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of thinking to be doing. and you see who's for who. You see who's not for you. All right. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for checking me out. Be sure to check your make sure you're subscribed, because YouTube removes people. So I'll get a couple of subscribers, I'll look at the numbers, and then I'll see the numbers drop, and I'm like, oh wow. And that's been going on with a lot of other Black content creators. People putting out content, they're mentioning the same thing. It's been going on for a while with YouTube, and I'm sure Facebook might be involved. Twitter maybe on a lesser scale, because Elon's a little different. Elon Musk is a little different when it comes to what he wants to do on his platform. So it doesn't seem like he per se shadow bans anybody, white, black, or otherwise. But he might. I think sometimes he lets certain ethnicities get away with a lot of commenting and stuff, and then other ones get these little comments, those little side notes put under their content. So he's not totally out the picture, but I think he's a little better than a lot of the other ones. All right. So yeah, be sure to check. If you are watching this from YouTube, be sure to keep checking and make sure that you are still subscribed to the channel. Be sure to comment, like, share the videos, because then it lets the YouTube algorithms know, like, hey, a lot of people's watching. We want to make this more available to more people, because if you don't, it'll stay on the shadow ban list. And with our podcast, we cover all types of issues, content, so on and so forth. Political, maybe entertainment here and there. So we kind of go from A to Z. Financial stuff sometimes, we do it all. So make sure you share it. All right. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, so you know when we going live again. And with that being said, again, I appreciate y'all. Much love. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Oh, before we get out of here, let me do this. We also are available on, there you go, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify podcasts. We on Twitter, Twitch, and Fanbase. I'll be uploading this video soon on Fanbase in a little while. All right. Twitter has changed their little policies if you don't subscribe. So Elon Musk is just trying to get some more money to fund his projects. So I'm not going to subscribe. I might change my mind later, because if you do a subscription with Twitter, then you get some more extra features. Now if you're not subscribed, now they removed the ability for those who are not subscribed to go live now on Twitter. So I probably got to upload my videos now. I can't go live to Twitter anymore. I got to just upload videos instead. So maybe I change my mind later, maybe not. Right now, I'm not feeling it, because I know that's all he's doing is collecting money so he can fund his projects on the side. So yeah, so Fanbase, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Spotify podcast. You can also catch these on. If you or your family, friends happen to be on those platforms and maybe favor those platforms more, I think I'm gonna get a Rumble page set up as well. So you might be checking us out on Rumble and maybe BitChute. We might be opening a page up there too. So maybe 2 more I might add to it later on. All right. Much love. Thank you for coming in. And I didn't even put the question up, man. Here we go. Real quick. Why are they trying to replace foundational Black Americans with all these immigrants, giving them all the love? All right. Why are they trying to do that and give them the love and not spreading the love around, or giving us first priority for the love? All right. So with that being said, appreciate y'all once again. This is Thoughts of the Week podcast. You know what it is. I'm gone. Peace.
Like